I have a dream that white people and black people, even Chinese people, could gamble together without getting different chip. Yeah. You know, where's that come from? That come from Rush Hour 2, man. From Chris Tucker, man, when he was on the table. No, I don't gamble. I don't know. I don't gamble. But, man, I miss those days with watching Rush Hour 1 and Rush Hour 2 with Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. So today we'll be talking about a dream. And it's a little bit different. It's not a dream that your parents, your peers, your teacher want for you. Is what you want for yourself. And they come from the heart. So when I was a kid, I remember, if you're not in America, there is a film called Our Friend Martin. And that film, Our Friend Martin, is a cartoon. It's based upon these kids who were in class. There were a white kid and a black kid. And then, of course, there's this a Hispanic girl in there. But the teacher were teaching Martin Luther King at the time. And the history. And they were curious, I guess. But they went to a museum. I guess that was Martin Luther King Jr. house. But in that film, it was like time travel. They time travel to his past. To Martin Luther King past. When he was a young guy. They travel back and forth from their present time to the past. And as they travel, Martin Luther King grew older. And this is talking about when we were little, when I was little. Now, why I wanted to say that a dream can change. A dream isn't stagnant. When I was little, my dream wasn't to interview authors or experts or become something more, right? To inspire others to do something that of value to people's lives, right? It's because we've been programmed or brainwashed into getting this career because of society think that that's how they define success, right? But that success is not what if you want like, you know how I often hear people say you're like you shouldn't be desperate for a family or a to want a relationship. What if that is your dream, to want a relationship? You should go for it. People oftentimes say, oh, you should be alone and feel you should. I mean, yeah, you should feel like that, but what if you've been working really hard on yourself? And, you know, you maybe one day you want to. That's because I was watching Mary Morrissey video. What if that is your dream, to have a family, to have kids, or have to start something? If you're a family person, that you should go for that. If that's in your heart. If that's what's calling out to you. I remember back in the day when I was in college, in English class. It's funny, right? How I met my friend through English class, and I was applying a job for a restaurant, a Japanese restaurant, and he was there. I was like, oh, he was working there. I said, what a coincidence. It was weird. And that's how I met my old classmate from high school. It was also weird. Okay, and I was like, huh? They say, hey, Johnny, there was who was it? The Spanish guy who was working there one time. He was a cool guy. I love that guy. We had tons of fun. But I was I was making gay jokes all the time. Gay jokes. But I remember there was a class, my English class had had me to do a paper on Martin Luther King, or a dream. What dream? And my dream was, I guess, to help my family out. That's also when I was a kid, before I went to boarding school. And then also to do auto mechanic. I don't even know why I wanted to do auto mechanic. That was weird. I mean, I went to college for auto mechanic, and I had an intern to auto mechanic for fixing cars. I don't even know why I did that. But those dreams are society programming dream. Like, society programmed to go into this machine. I know a lot of people don't understand what I'm saying about machine, because when I talk about a system, a machine, it's because it was built for that. It wasn't built so you can go after a dream of yours, what you want in your heart. So, a dream. So a lot of teachers, a lot of professionals who aren't into the spiritual or self-help or something, or entrepreneurship, they don't understand what a dream is. Like, they talk about careers. Career, it's like society way of programming. Like, career to get a good job, to build a family, if you want a family, to go life through a cog in a machine, and then you die. And you wonder, like, that is all to life, right? Maybe someday some people will wake up and say, I don't want to live that. Maybe they're sick and tired of living that life. And maybe one day they want to do something great in their life, or follow that dream that they've been putting off for years, and they never had the courage to follow through that dream. And we all had a dream. But Martin Luther King had a bigger dream. He wanted to change. He was a history changer. All people who are entrepreneurs or dreamers, they're the one who inspire us to dream, to live a bigger life. They are the change agent. Leader, they're the true leader. Entrepreneurs. That's why Steve Jobs changed the world, because he knew the people who are the shakers and the movers of the world are crazy enough to do it, and they did to believe it, because they knew that this world need change, and it need change. And so, calling from the entrepreneur, from Darren Hartley to Colin Powell, I think also John Maxwell, he talked about leadership. Leadership is not about being liked. Sometimes you have to offend people that you might not necessarily mean so, because that's a true leader, right? The true leader are changers of the world. They're the change agent. Managers aren't, like, most people in the corporate world aren't, like, when they're a manager, they aren't leaders. They're there to manage people. Leaders inspire you of a dream. A leader is to inspire you to do something great with their life. And entrepreneurs, that's why entrepreneurs become entrepreneur, to live their own dream, become their own boss, but to change something that they don't like, that they think is. In this book, he's talking about that we live, it's messed up, life is messed up, and we could change it, we can mold it. Now, a dream could change when you were a kid, now to adult. For me, my dream has changed. It is very vastly different from when it was before. I guess my dream was, to have a family, to get married, because of my ex. But I didn't think about that before. But anyway, to impact people, you're going to say things that some people don't like. Some people might misunderstood it. But it is for, in Vishen Lakhani book, the Extraordinary Cold Mind, whatever, he talked about you have to go what's inside your heart, right? You have to journey that what's inside, instead of what society wants for you. Society wants you to do what that they define success, right? Success isn't what make the things that people want, the thing that you see people have. It might not make you happy because it's not you. You know it's not for you. Some people love Yu-Gi-Oh! Like me. Some people love cars. Some people love technology. Some you get this, Jizz, right? Like, I said Jizz. But you get what I'm saying, right? The way that we see a dream. Why aren't we living our dream? Like, we're not here. We're only here, like, for a very short time. And that's why I'm willing to, like Mr. Leonard Arnold said, for good, we gotta fight evil. All the bad guys, right? So anyway. Alright, So Martin Luther King Jr., January 15, 1929, April 4th, 1968, was an American Baptist minister and activist who became the most visible spokesperson and leader in the civil rights movement from 1955 until his assassination. And in his book, he talked about this. Read it. I guess one of the greatest agony of life is that we're constantly trying to finish that which is unfinishable. We are commanded to do that, and so we live, like David, find ourselves in so many instances having to face the fact that our dreams are not fulfilled, unfulfilled dreams. Life is a continually story of shattered dreams. Mahatma Gandhi labored for years and years for independence for his people, but Gandhi has to face the fact that he was assassinated and died with a broken heart because that nation that he wanted to unite ended up being divided between India and Pakistan as a result of conflicts between the Hindus and the Muslims. So many of our forebears used to sing about freedom, and they dream of the day that they would be able to get out bosom of slavery. The long night of injustice, and they used to sing a little song. And each of you, in some way, is building some kind of temple. The struggle is always there. It get discouraging sometimes. It get very disenchanting sometimes. Some of us are trying to build a temple of peace. We speak out against war. We protest, but it seems that your head is going against a concrete wall. It seems to mean nothing, and so often as you get out to build the temple of peace, you're left lonesome. You're left to discourage. You're left bewildered. Well, that's the story of life, and the thing that makes me happy is that I can hear a voice crying through the vista of time, saying it may not come today, or it may not come tomorrow, but it will. That it is within thine heart. It's well that you're trying. You may not see it. The dream may not be fulfilled, but it's just good that you have a desire to bring it into reality. It's well that it's thine heart. Now let me bring out another point. Whatever you set out to build a creative temple, whatever it may be, you must face the fact that there is a tension at the heart of the universe between good and evil. Hinduism refers to this as struggle between illusion and reality. Platonic philosophy used to refer as a tension between body and the soul. Yeah, he does read a lot. In the final analysis, God does not judge us by the separate incidents or the separate mistake that we make, but by the total bent of our life. In the final analysis, God knows that his childs are weak and they are frail. In the final analysis, what God requires is that your heart is right. And the question I want you to raise with you is your heart right? If your heart isn't right, fix it up today. Get God to fix it up. Get somebody to be able to say about you. He may not have reached the highest height. He may not have realized all his dream, but he tried. Isn't that a wonderful thing for someone to say about you? He tried to be a good man. He tried to be a just man. He tried to be an honest man. His heart was in the right place, and I can hear a voice saying, crying out through this eternity, I accept you. You are a representative of my grace, because it was in your heart, and so well that it was within thine heart. I don't know about you, but I can make a testimony. You don't need to go out saying that Martin Luther King is a saint. Oh no, I want you to know that this morning that I'm out a sinner, like all gods. So, what dream that you have for yourself? Not your parents, not your peers. What dream that if you knew that the universe will help you along the way, if you knew that you cannot fail, what would you do? What do you want in life? If you're willing to take that risk, if you're willing to jump, some people will jump, some people don't have plan Bs, some people do. You have to decide what you're going to do and what your mission is going to be about, or what purpose is there what are you trying to change within oneself? Because I'm going to tell you, when you're going after a dream, a purpose, it's going to change who you are as a person. Everything that you experience, everything that you will see changes. Everything that you experience, your thoughts, patterns, the knowledge, Who you are as a person when you go after your dream changes you, molds you. And as you change, you could change lives. That you can touch people in a way that say, hey guys, you don't need to live a life that what people tell you, what your parents tell you, what society want you to be. You can live a life that you dream of. If only you knew that you can do it. That you believe in enough yourself that you can go out there and become this magnificent hero, this magnificent you that you're meant to be. But society tell you that a dream is impossible because they have shut the impossible out. They shut down the dream that was once there. Every adult that in the world of society had a dream. Because someone somewhere say it's impossible. When you put an impossible word in your mind, your brain shut down and won't find a way to help you bridge the gap between you and your heart of dreams. Because if only people knew that they could dream, it could save their life. It can make them better as a human being. They're going to be a dark days, but those dark days, they're there to grow you, make you as a person. They're not there to break you. If you're in the dark time, dark days, in the dark moment, they're not there to destroy you. They're there to push you through. Yes, we can stay down there for a while, but until then, you can become. If you knew that you could live a dream if you do the best you can, and you're willing to do it, do the work, and all the possibility will happen because you're bridging the gap between your heart, the idea in your head, and turning into physical reality. Are you willing to do it? Because most people oftentimes aren't. Because you have to put in sacrifice, pain, suffer. Because I suffer. I suffered a long time before I could do what I do. I went through pain, but people don't believe that. In order to get where I am now, in order to change life, I must go through what I need to do. Because in the hero journey, if you went out to do what you do, you bring back something, right? Oftentimes when people in the law of attraction, they miss a message that they want it easy, but they may be a messenger, but they don't know that if they're willing to deal with the pain and suffering, they will bring something far more valuable than doing it easy. I remember Brian Tracy said that if you live a life of easy, your life will be hard. But if you live a life of if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. It doesn't get easy, but it does get better. A brighter future for us all. If you knew that money was an issue, are you willing to put forth the effort to do the dream that you've been putting off? What that dream is, go do it. Go provide great service to the world. Change the world if you have to. Change something within yourself. Remember, don't go after what society wants for you. Not the careers, not the school. And education is good. But don't let that limits you. A lot of time people